Next, from Springfield, we attend a rally in favor of funding higher education and MAP grants. Speakers include State Senator Daniel Biss and Democrat candidate for governor J.B. Pritzker, among others. This runs about 20 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Representative Katie Stewart.
Wow, thank you, and thank you all for being here. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to talk about the importance of higher education. I'm going to talk about SIU Edwardsville. Go Cougars! SIU Edwardsville is vital. It's vital to me as a resident of Edwardsville. It's vital to me as a resident of the 112th district in the entire community, and it's vital to our students. Cuts in our funding are going to be detrimental. So far, Edwardsville's been weathering the storm by taking little pieces here and there and maintaining programs. They can't do that forever. You can't keep cutting away at the edges before you get to the heart of something. And we're in desperate straits right now, and we're ready to start losing programs. I wanted to talk about just one example of the hundreds of programs at the university. That's our School of Pharmacy. Our School of Pharmacy is missing out on $1.25 million of funding this year. Our School of Pharmacy is one of only 6 schools of pharmacy in the entire state of Illinois. It is one of only 3 public schools of pharmacy in the entire state of Illinois. I taught math. 1/3, that's 33%. We would lose 33% of our schools of pharmacy. Not only that, our School of Pharmacy at SIUE is the only school of pharmacy outside of Chicago. The only school of pharmacy for the rest of the students in the entire state of Illinois. We lose our one school of pharmacy, we lose hundreds of students every year. We have nowhere for them to go for their studies. We want to keep our students in our state. If we don't have the programs they want, we're not going to keep them. We are not going to keep them. What people don't understand is higher education is not just about the students and the faculty. It's about the greater region as a whole. Another example from SIUE, we have a beautiful arboretum, the gardens at SIUE. They are used daily by families and individuals getting into nature, learning about nature. Heck, my kid's cross-country coach got married in the beautiful gardens because it's such a great place to be. We were going to lose those. We were going to lose that tremendous asset to our neighborhood and our community, except for the city of Edwardsville stepping in and taking it over. That shouldn't have to happen. That's a university arboretum. That university should be able to maintain, and they can't. If we keep taking funding away from SIUE, what's going to happen? They want to maintain their programs. They're going to have to go to the students and raise their tuition. We can't do that. No. As it is, as an instructor at SIU, I heard from students every day telling me how hard it is to balance their work schedule and their class schedule. A 4-year degree taking 7 years because they're working 40 hours a week just to afford tuition. We can't raise it anymore. We just can't do it. We have to save our public and our higher education institutions. They are vital for our state. Thank you for being here today. Let's save our schools.
Ain't she something? Give another hand for Representative Katie Stewart. He was a former member and president of the Proviso Township High School Board of Education. He is the current chair of the Illinois House Education Committee. I don't know a lot about conservative compassion, but I know a heck of a lot about passionate progressivism, and nobody embodies that more than Representative Chris Welch.
Good afternoon, everyone. Come on, we have a big day here at the Capitol. We can do better than that. Good afternoon, everyone. Wow! Welcome to Springfield. As you heard, my name is Chris Welch. I am state representative in the 7th District. We are in West Suburban Cook County. We are the home of 2 universities, community colleges. We have to fight for our community colleges and all of our universities in this state. We need to save higher education in the state of Illinois. We need to do that by getting rid of Bruce Rauner. If we're going to lift up Illinois, Rauner's got to go. Rauner's got to go. Rauner's got to go. We need to lift up Illinois. Keep it going. Wow, you guys are good. If we are going to lift up Illinois, we need to do it through our colleges and our universities. People educated here stay here. It seems elementary, right? They stay here, they raise their families here, and you know what else they do? They pay taxes here. We need to fund our schools, and we need to fund them now. We can't continue to lose our students to other states. We can't continue to lose our top talent, our professors and faculty and staff, to other states. We have to keep our students and our staff right here in Illinois. So you know how we're going to do that? You know how we're going to do that? We're going to tell Bruce Rauner to do his job. Do your 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 job. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
We need a governor that will not hold students and teachers and families hostage to an extreme agenda that has nothing to do with the budget. We need a governor that will invest in MAP grants for our students and not veto them. Governor Rauner has the wrong priorities, and he is hurting Illinois families. Before Governor Rauner, Illinois had 41 governors since we first started electing governors in 1818. We've had Republican governors, we've had Democratic governors. But Governor Rauner is the only elected governor that the state of Illinois has ever had that has not been able to do his most important job, which is to negotiate and to approve a state budget. And so, since this is a governor who likes to relate to the common folk by dropping his G's at the end of a sentence, let us send a message in language he may understand. Governor Rauner, it's time to stop the budget slashing. It's time to stop the union bashing. It's time to stop the hostage taking. Governor Rauner, we are calling on you to stop dividing and start leading. Stop dictating and start compromising. Stop campaigning and start governing now. And if you don't, we'll start to look at other options. If Governor Rauner and Donald Trump are rich, they're both rich, but they don't share our values. Governor Rauner got rich by being a vulture capitalist. He buys businesses, he tears it apart, and then he sells it for a profit. Now, you can't operate government that way, even if you want to. But J.B. Pritzker is a very successful businessman who creates high-paying jobs, and he shares our values, and he wants to fight for an Illinois that invests in all of his people. We all do better when we all do better. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome candidate for governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker.
All right, who here is ready to fight for higher education? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm J.B. Pritzker, and I'm running for governor because everything we care about is under siege by Bruce Rauner and Donald Trump. So are you ready for a fight? Yeah. Professors laid off, student aid cut off, larger class sizes, furlough days, credit downgrades. Governor Bruce Rauner is holding our state hostage to his Koch brothers agenda, his right-wing agenda. Governor Bruce Rauner is a failure. Bruce Rauner cares more about spreadsheets than he does about people, right? So he promised us a turnaround, and what did we get? All we got was a runaround. And he said he was going to fix it, and instead, he's tearing it down. So I ask you, isn't it about time we had a governor who got things done? As your governor, I'll fight to make investments in higher education. Let's make college affordable to everyone, no matter what their income. Let's provide student loan relief. Let's get a progressive income tax so those who can afford it pay a higher tax than the middle class. And let's pass a budget and fund higher education. There's only one state worker that I want to put out of work, and that's Bruce Rauner. So one more time, it's time to fight. Are you ready? Yeah. Me too. Let's go get him.
What do we want? A budget. When do we want it? Now. Dan Biss is a math professor who has spent his entire career finding solutions to complex problems. He's fighting for an Illinois that puts people first. He's fighting for Illinois where we take the for sale sign off of government so it not only works for the corporations, but it works for all of us. We all do better. When we all do better, ladies and gentlemen, candidate for governor of the state of Illinois, Senator Dan Biss.
Good afternoon. There is nothing worse in a career in politics than following William McNary in front of a microphone. But today, I am fired up. So listen, I don't think Bruce Rauner heard you. He's on the second floor back there. Let me try again. Good afternoon. So how's Bruce Rauner doing? Really? You don't think he's doing a great job? Let me ask you this. Who thinks Bruce Rauner's doing a great job? I can tell you who. Universities in Wisconsin think that Bruce Rauner's doing a great job. Universities in Iowa and Indiana and Missouri, they think Bruce Rauner's a great job sending our young people out of Illinois, making our colleges and universities unaffordable, slashing programs, harming faculty, sending people fleeing this state, hurting our families, hurting our communities, hurting our economy. So let me ask you again, how's Bruce Rauner doing back there? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's not even that complicated. There are hard problems in Illinois, but there's also really easy problems. Let me give you an example. Should we have a budget? Should we fund our universities? Should we fund our community colleges? Should we fund our MAP grants? But wait a second, should we even need MAP grants? Why? Because should tuition be free? Thank you very much. This is a simple question. This is a question of how we invest in our communities. This is a question of what our priorities are. This is a question of how we build a strong economy for everybody, not just a couple of billionaires. And this is a question of who government's working for. We were in there in the rotunda. We were chanting. We were demanding. We were yelling. And some people took me aside and said, "Hey, Daniel, tell me what the legislators are going to do to fix this." And God damn it, I'm going to fight as hard as I possibly can. But you know what? You know what? You know what? The solutions aren't coming from that building right now. The solutions are coming from you right now. The solutions are coming from the streets right now. The solutions are coming from the grassroots right now. The solutions are coming from the movement of people that is rising up across this state and across this country to take our state back. That's where change comes from. That's how you build a government that works for us. And so I ask you this. Are you ready to fight? Yeah! Are you ready to fight? Yeah! Are you ready to fight? Yeah! Are we ready to win? Let's do it.
Fund our future. Fund our future. Fund our future. Our next candidate for governor. No. Dr. Kim Archer is an associate professor of music at Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville, where she has taught for 12 years. She is also the first president of the newly formed Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville Faculty Association and an Illinois Education Association, National Education Association Union, representing about 400 tenure-line faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Kim Archer.
Hey, it's great to see everybody out here today. It's finals time, isn't it? What a crazy, stressful time. I'm glad making some noise. That's great. I want to send a message, and I want you to send a message to our one-term governor that public higher education is the future of this state, and it's the economic engine of Illinois. Now, the governor has a different message. He's already out campaigning, and he's saying he's getting that message out to the people of Illinois. Well, here's some things he doesn't want you to hear. Last year, the national average for state funding of higher education went up 3.2%. Unless you count Illinois in those 50 states. And then it went down 1.8% nationally. I mean, you heard that correctly. This governor's shameful treatment of higher education is not only destroying Illinois, it's dragging down the whole country with us. Illinois should be an educational leader. We're the best. We're the brightest. And this governor is deteriorating a national average. He is one man standing in the way of what all of you can be. Here's another message. Enrollment in public universities went up by 1% this year. That's great. It was an 11% drop in Illinois. That's 46,000 students. That's more than the entire enrollment of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Take that whole college off the map. It's gone. That's how many people left. That's more than Eastern, Western, Northern, and UI Springfield combined. Think about it. By refusing to pass a budget, by refusing to fund higher education, the governor is damaging the future of this state, and he's creating a deficit that's the same as the entire citizenry of DeKalb, Illinois. It's gone. And those people don't come back. When people go to college somewhere else in Wisconsin, in Iowa, in Kentucky, in Indiana, they don't come back. It's the same as the population of Belleville. It's the same as the population of Charleston plus Macomb. It's the same as Edwardsville times 2. Or Carbondale times 2. 46,000 people are fleeing this state because of Governor Rauner. And that's a lot of lost tuition when you figure the state's only been funding like 20% of its obligation in the last 3 years. To add insult to injury, Illinois didn't appropriate anything at all for MAP grants last year. So if you have one, if you have a MAP grant, your university is probably paying it for you. And that's when they're not getting state funding, and they're raising your tuition, and they're covering your MAP grants. And the thing is, there could be funding. There could be funding for higher education. There could be funding for MAP grants. There is $800 million sitting untouched in Springfield because this arrogant businessman up in the governor's office keeps vetoing funding for you. He has no idea how to be a compromising grown-up. He has no idea how to be a leader, and he's going to dump this state's entire problems on your backs. We are Illinois. We are the economic engine, and we are the future, and we have had enough. This governor doesn't realize, by being such a radio edit, that he's uniting us. He's uniting us. Students, teachers, state workers, the middle class, the elderly, the sick, the poor, we are united. Now, Rauner himself made $188 million last year. That's 3 times what he made before taking office. 3 times. And it looks like this failed governor has decided he's going to enrich himself by hobbling us. And he thinks he can fool us with his duct tape and his flannel shirts and his dropping his G's and his homey commercials. This governor and his allies in the assembly are betting we aren't going to remember what's going on when 2018 comes around. But we're going to remember faculty and staff laid off at Eastern and Western. Northeastern closing its whole campus for days. Chicago State faculty handing in their keys. One campus having to poach resources from another in the same system just to stay open. 5 universities have been downgraded to junk bond. $13 billion in unpaid student debt. And guess what? The interest on that is 9%. What's the interest on your student loans? It's 5%, isn't it? So somebody's getting rich off of Illinois' debt. And worst of all, this governor knows that we're here today, and he can't even come out and face us.